Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Owen and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I have something very special planned, which is my 2020 footwear collection video. I've done a footwear collection video every year for the past few years, so I figured I have to get this out before 2020 ends. I'm actually really happy with where my shoe collection's at right now. Slimmed it down quite a bit. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. Since I have a lot to get through, I'm gonna run through the shoes fairly quickly, maybe like a minute to 2 minutes maximum per shoe. And I'm saving a favorite of mine, which is also a new pickup of mine, for the very end, so make sure to stick around for that. And if you do enjoy this video, by the way, don't forget to drop a like, as it does help me out, encourages me to keep making more videos and that kind of thing. Be sure to share this with your friends. And if you have any questions about any of the shoes, leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. And yeah, I say we hop right into the first shoe. So the first pair I have right here is one of my staples in my wardrobe. I did talk about it in my last video, but this is a pair of Guidis, and this is specifically the 210 model. In case you're wondering what the leather is, it is horse leather. Guidis come in many different leathers. So this particular one is horse leather, and I did get it in a size 43, which I recommend going true to size with a lot of leather boots, so then it can kind of mold to your foot. When I first got these, they were extremely tight, but after about 5 wears, they start to mold to my foot, and now they're my most comfortable shoe, I think. But yeah, the 210 model does have a front zipper. It's like the mid-length version. There's also a 310 that's a little bit higher. The front zip can come down like that, and it's got a little exposed tongue. To make sure these last a long time, I do clean them and polish them every month or so. They're basically about due for another cleaning now. And I do have the official Guidi Vibram sole put on them. Sorry, it's a little bit gross right now. But it's like a fish scale sole, which is really nice. And yeah, I'd say these are one of my most worn shoes right now in my collection. I only got them a few months ago, so they've been a great investment for me. Next up, we have another favorite of mine, but I've talked about these a lot in my other videos, so I won't dwell on these too much. This is a pair of Carol Christian Poel tarnished leather tornado boots. These are from spring/summer 06, and I did pick these up from Silver League, I think back in April, so I've had these for quite a while now. And I've actually worn these so much that they've actually remolded to my foot. Like when I first got them, they weren't super comfortable, but now they're extremely comfortable. And this is definitely one of the more unique pairs of boots that I own, mainly because of the leather treatment. As you can tell, it doesn't have that basic leather texture and color, I guess. This did have an enamel coating on them at one point, but since they are so old, it's kind of worn off. And pretty much all the leather is cracked now. You can see bits of like the suede texture coming out, and parts of it are chipping off. Some parts are shiny, some parts are matte. And then the enamel is a nice, beautiful, like burned ember brown. I did get a sole put on these not too long ago, so they should last me a lifetime. In case you're wondering the sizing, these are a CCP size 8, which generally fits about 2 sizes larger than the numbered CCP size. That's not necessarily true for every CCP shoe, but that's like a general rule of thought. If you're looking at a size 8, it probably fits more like a 10. And because this is the tornado zip model, the zipper starts at the back of like the foot opening, I guess, and it comes all the way down to the inner foot. It's a really cool detail. I loved curved zippers. And yeah, I'd say the tornado zip is probably the most recognized CCP model there is. I've never seen another pair with the enamel coating ever pop up on the market before, so I'm definitely glad I grabbed these. Next up, we have a pair of Yucatens. These are the Yucatan Main Guide Ox boots. There's lots of different versions of these boots, but this is specifically in the black nubuck material. I get quite a lot of wear out of these boots, and these are entirely hand stitched together, which is a really nice detail. They've got a beautiful mock toe, which is this little ridge right here, the stitching across like the toe area. And the leather panels themselves aren't necessarily like straight cut. They have like this zigzag pattern to them. They do have leather cut laces, and it does have a lug sole right there, which has got the teeth. But I would definitely recommend taking a look at the Yucatan website. They are a little bit pricey, but they are entirely handmade, and I definitely think it's worth it. I've had 2 pairs in the past. And yeah, that's pretty much it for these boots. Let's keep it moving. So next up, we have a pair of trainers. These are from Ben Simon. I got these in a store in Paris that sells like vintage and new production military garments. These are some canvas army trainers. These are not vintage, by the way, these are new production. I haven't actually worn these outside yet, just because I got them at the end of summer, and I just didn't really feel like they're a good choice coming into the winter time. Yeah, just to run over some of the details about these, they do have very similar paneling construction to a pair of Vans. I think it might be the Authentics, but correct me if I'm wrong. But I do really like the rubber toe cap and also the lug sole that they have put on the bottom right there. These are a size 41, which is tiny. So if you did want to grab a pair of these, definitely go a couple sizes down. But I do think these are a nice casual shoe with like that little bit of edge to them. Because of like the simple silhouette, and then it just has the lug sole, which is really nice. And I also like the color too. It's like a cream canvas, not like a pure white. And yeah, just a simple little trainer. Figured I'd show you guys. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Jacob Hetzer 1981 loafers. I've got both pairs right here, so I'll just talk about both at the same time. So this pair right here is in the black leather, and this pair is obviously in gray suede. Other than that though, there's no real differences. I did get these in a size 43, and I did get these in a size 42. If you did want to grab a pair, go down one size, just so it's a little bit more snug of a fit, as they do fit a tiny bit big. But yeah, these are a great pair of shoes. They've held up nicely for me. I get a lot of wear out of these, as you can tell. Get some nice folds in both pairs right there. And yeah, this is the only pair of loafers that I have, and I feel like it's the only pair of loafers that I need. And I get a lot more wear out of these than I originally thought I would, because back when I bought these, I didn't really have any other shoe like this, I guess. And surprisingly, I've been getting a lot of wear. So I'm very pleased with that. I've talked about these a lot in the past, except for one detail, which is that the construction of the shoe is just entirely made out of one panel. As you can see, there's no construction stitching going on anywhere except on the back of the ankle, which is just where the panel is sewn to itself, which is a really cool detail. And it is lined, I think it's lined with pig skin, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong though. And I think the outer on this one is a calf skin, which has a nice sheen to it. It's not entirely matte, it's not entirely shiny. I really like the texture. And yeah, that's pretty much it for these. Let's keep it moving. So next up, we have a pair of sneakers I haven't actually talked about on this channel before. I don't know why, I guess this never came up, but these are a pair of Salomon Gore-Tex XCR hiking boots or hiking sneakers. And yeah, I got these secondhand off eBay over a year ago. And this is kind of when I was going through my Salomon kick. I had like 5 pairs of Salomons, and I wanted something that was a bit of an older model, and so I found these for like $40 off eBay. And I really like the overall silhouette and the like paneling construction. And yeah, I don't know, the colors are really nice too. Yeah, this is definitely one of the more unique Salomon sneakers I've seen. And I think there are some really cool collaborations coming out this year, or I guess next year. So I'm looking forward to that because I do want to get some more Salomons. This is currently the only pair of Salomons I have left. But I do want to get more in the future, just haven't found the right ones yet. But yeah, let's keep it moving. So next up, we have another personal favorite of mine. These are a pair of US Army combat boots from 1965 during the Vietnam War era. And yeah, I've had a couple pairs of US Army combat boots in the past, but this one is by far my favorite. It does have the original laces on them, which are leather cut laces. And I did get these refurbished. I had them polished and everything by Vibram, and I also had a sole put on by Vibram as well. This is specifically the Montagna sole. I did want a combat boot with a lug sole, so I bought these with the intention of switching the sole out. And yeah, so now they have a little bit of a personal touch to them, something that makes them mine. In case you're wondering about the sizing, this is a size 10. And if you want to grab a pair for yourself, you could just check out eBay or Etsy, and there are probably hundreds of pairs on there for under $100. That's why I got these ones. If you wanted to get a sole replaced on a shoe, there's a couple different ways you could go about it. For these, I went to the Vibram website, went to like the resole area, and you can pay for the sole right there, and then you ship the shoes to Vibram. They'll get replaced for you. Because it was at the start of COVID, it definitely took a lot longer than it should have. But then in a few weeks, they'll just send it right back to you, and they came back polished and everything. The other way you could do it is just buy the sole yourself, separately, like individually, and then you could take it to a cobbler, and a cobbler will replace it for you for much cheaper. At the time though, there was no cobblers that were open in my area, so I had to send it to Vibram to have them do it. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for these. I did talk about these in my last video, so I won't dwell on them too long. These are a pair of Carol Christian Poel Tornado boots, just like the ones I talked about earlier, except this is a newer model with the laser cut bison leather. Definitely a unique pair of boots, not entirely practical, as like why would you want holes in your shoes, but they do look really cool though. and your foot does not get sweaty at all when you're wearing these. This is the darkest color that CCP offers. I think this is color 12. Yeah, it's color 12. So it's like the darkest black that you can get pretty much. I did buy these brand new, except they were secondhand. So I got them for a little bit of a discount. And one of the cool differences with the newer models of the CCP Tornado boots is that the zipper tabs will have a little clamping system. I guess it's like you can kind of button the zipper handle into the boot. So it just kind of locks in place and you don't have to worry about it unzipping on you, which wouldn't really happen in the first place, but it's just a nice little detail. I like these small details. And yeah, I did get a sole put on the bottom right there, so this should last a while. They did have like a leather sole on the bottom, so they were wearing down. They're kind of slippery too. And these are a CCP size 9. Generally, I would have liked an 8, but it was way too hard to find an 8, so I kind of had to settle for a 9 at the time. I just throw an insole in these and I'm pretty much good to go. Yeah, that's it for these. Let's keep moving with the next pair of shoes. So moving on to a pair of boots that isn't black for once, we have a pair of Guidi 986 back zip boots. I did buy these secondhand, so I actually don't know a ton of the details. I did a little bit of research though, and I think these are the 986 model. These are a size 43 in case you were wondering. I have a few different sizes of Guidi boots. Because I did buy these secondhand, I actually don't know what the leather is on these. I am really curious though, because it looks like it has like little perforations in it. But again, I have no idea what this could be. And it does have a really high sole too. This is one of the highest, I think it might be the highest soled boot that I own. So I get to be extra tall when I wear these. There is a Vibram sole put on these. And yeah, I really like the texture on them, and because I've worn them so much, they are getting some really nice folds in the front, which looks really nice when you got like some trousers stacking on top. And yeah, the color is sort of like a maroon, dark brown, like it's in between like a brown and a red. So it's a really nice color. I don't have anything like this in my wardrobe. So yeah, if anybody has any guesses as to what this leather is or can fill me in with any details, feel free to shoot me a DM or leave a comment down below. I appreciate it very much. You can tell I did not prepare for this video that well because these are absolutely disgusting. But for the next pair of shoes we have, these are the Aleeks Suede hiking boots. I'm not exactly sure if there is a model name to these, but this is not an ROA collab. But as you can tell, they are disgusting. There's dirt and mud everywhere. These are my actual hiking boots. So they're not clean at all, nor do I really want to clean them right now. But yeah, I just got these off Grailed like 4 or 5 months ago for pretty cheap. These are a size 44, by the way, in case you're wondering the sizing. And there's some really nice details. I really like the paneling of the shoe. It's very sleek and modern. There's some little hits of 3M on the tongue area and around the laces. It does have that classic Vibram hiking sole on there. And I've had so many pairs of Aleeks hiking boots in the past. This is the only pair I have currently. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about these too much because I don't want to hold them for that long, but that wraps it up for those. So moving on to a trainer, I think we should talk about these as they are one of my go-to quick run out the door shoes. These are the New Balance 990 V4s, I think. I should have done a little bit more research, but I think it's the V4. I get this wrong every time. And yeah, it's just a classic gray New Balance shoe that everybody has. These are my working out shoes, or when I'm gonna go take the trash out or run to get some milk, that kind of thing. I don't really wear these much for like the styling purpose, even though they are a nice looking shoe, and I think they could go great with a lot of stuff. I just generally don't wear sneakers that often anymore, unless it's very particular situations. So next up we have another new addition to the wardrobe. These are the Lorenzo Boots from the brand called From the First. I know a lot of other YouTubers have talked about this brand, and I'm now hopping on the bandwagon. These are a absolutely fantastic pair of boots. I really love the leather and the construction of everything. I've only worn these a few times, so they still need breaking in. I barely have a crease in the toe right there. And in case you're wondering, I did get a size 43. And as you can see from the bottom right there, they do have a really nice crepe sole, which I don't think I have any other shoes with a crepe sole on them, so this is a nice addition to the wardrobe. And this is easily the tallest pair of boots I own. As you can see, they are massive. And I generally like to wear these with trousers and jeans and that kind of stuff tucked into the top of the boot rather than sitting over top. And I can't wait to wear these more often. This will make a great addition for the winter season. And they are so heavy duty, like the actual construction, everything is really solid. They offer a few different materials. I think there's a brown suede variation, There's like a shiny leather variation, but this is the one that I went for. It's like the more matted leather. And yeah, I definitely recommend grabbing a pair, or at least check out their website. They have so many different boot models. And yeah, let's keep it moving. Moving on to the last pair of Guidis in my wardrobe. These are the 796 Vs in the reverse baby buffalo leather. Very long name. I did pick these up from Silver League, and they are a size 42 in case you were wondering. The outer is a nice suede, but then on the inside, because it is reverse baby bison leather, you got that bison leather texture on the inside right there. And yeah, it is a back zip model, so it's got the zip on the back of the ankle like that. I have heard that these do break kind of often. I guess it's just how like your foot moves in it. It kind of stresses the zipper and it can snap. I have many pairs of Guidis and none of them have snapped on me, luckily, and hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, it does have that nice chunky Vibram sole put on the bottom right there. I think that is how it came, like factory made and everything. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I like the folding in the front right there. I feel like back zips just fold so well. Second to last for my boot collection, we have a pair of the classic Maison Margiela tabbies. I actually don't know what leather this is, so if you do have any sort of information, let me know. But I did pick this up from the Margiela Paris store, which is a really cool experience getting to check out a Margiela store in person. I have owned some tabbies in the past. I had some of the tabby sneakers, I've had some of the tabby loafers, and now I'm down to this pair right here. This is the shorter heel variation. I know the more popular version has like that fat, like 2-inch heel. This is a little bit more me. I think it's a little bit more sleek and elegant. I haven't actually got a ton of wear out of these just because they are a really slim shoe, and generally, as you can tell, I go for something a little bit more bulky, I guess. And then the interesting thing is the closure. Instead of having a zipper or anything like that, it does have these metal teeth that kind of hook into these rope laces. So it kind of hooks around like that, and it will stay closed. And because tabbies do wear really fast, I did get a sole put on the bottom right there just to protect them and make sure they last a long time. And I think any cobbler should be able to handle the split toe, by the way. They just kind of cut around it, no problem. And I did get the sole put on the heel too, because the heel can kind of wear at a weird angle depending on how you walk. I feel like tabbies are a pretty well-known shoe, so I'll just kind of glance over those quickly. Moving on to the final pair of boots in my collection, my absolute favorites I own right now. I've been wearing them almost every day for the past month or so. These are the Carol Christian Poel metal clasp buckle boots from 2006, and I picked these up from one of my friends who owns a really well curated like designer shop kind of thing. If you're into a lot of the same brands I'm into, definitely go check them out. It's called Ev Eternity. I'll have his Instagram on the screen for you guys right there in case you wanted to check it out. Because I picked this up from my friend over at Ev Eternity, he actually got these polished, refurbished, and repaired. One of the buckles, I forget which buckle it was, but one of the buckles was actually broken. He got it professionally fixed, and all the buckles have been nicely polished and everything, so they're shining bright. And yeah, to run over some of the details about these, the closure system has these buckles that are kind of adjustable in a way. So you kind of flick them open like that, and then you can kind of pull them apart like this, and then the shoe kind of opens up. So it actually has a really wide opening, like when you first get your foot in, and then when it comes time to close everything, it kind of closes up nice and snug. And you can actually close these at a few different tightnesses, I guess. So it's got some variation to it. This is a CCP size 9, which is generally a little bit too big for me. These actually fit a little bit smaller, so that's why you can't go entirely off of the number. You kind of have to try it on for yourself if possible. And yeah, this is obviously a black leather variation. This is Cordovan leather, which is a specific part of the horse. Because they are black, they're super wearable. I wear them with my trousers tucked in, I wear them with my trousers out, flowing over them, and the bottom buckle will kind of pop out at the very bottom, which is really nice. And yeah, I just think they're such a beautiful pair of boots. So unique. I really love the closure system and how they kind of open up. And also they do have a toe cap right there and a back heel panel. So it's got some really nice construction. Very different from some of the other CCP boots that I've seen on the market before. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up with these. And that is it for my 2020 footwear collection. I really hope you guys did enjoy watching this video. And if you have any questions, like I said earlier, just drop a comment down below, and I'll be sure to answer as many of your questions as I can. Hope you have a great day. Happy New Year. I'll see you guys very soon. Have a good one. Later.